The iPhone 15's just been announced, and this is our mouse case lineup. Hi, I'm Dan, I'm the Director of Product at Mous, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about our iPhone 15 case lineup. And as you can see, there's a lot of them. Starting off with our Limitless 5 range of phone cases. This is our most advanced phone case we've ever done, and not all of it is that obvious. This year's iPhone, they've introduced this new mute button or multifunction button. We've obviously got the new insert buttons. These stop you getting dust in your cases, super nice tactile feeling. We've got the new grips on the side. This helps it slip into your hand, so although the case is protective, we don't want you dropping it in the first place. We've got raised camera bumps, so this is to protect your camera every time you drop, make sure nothing is touching your camera. And what's interesting about that as well is we've got this kind of crescent shape going on, and this is to make sure that no matter what MagSafe accessory you're using, you've got full compatibility. So that's all of our MagSafe accessories and all of Apple's MagSafe accessories as well. In terms of protection, we've got the AeroShock, makes it nice and protective on the inside. We also have very stiff PC to stop that torsion through the drops, and we've got nice stiff TPU as well on the sides. So a lot of cases don't do this. You'll find our case is a little bit more difficult than others to actually put on, but the reason we do that is to make sure you've got a really nice fit in there. And if you do drop your case, you know it's really secure in there, it's really stiff and held in, and it's not going to pop out and cause you to break anything. One of the biggest problems we've had with these cases in the past, through Limitless 1, Limitless 2, right the way through to Limitless 4, is what we call side splits, and that's where the side of the case comes away from the stiff back. And this is one of the most common issues you'll find in cases throughout the market. And it's taken us years and years of development to figure out exactly how to eliminate that issue. And this year, we've finally come to a really, really complex but brilliant solution through our engineers of using what we call interlocking. So rather than just relying on the two plastics melting to each other, basically, we have a range of features and holes and different things on the inside of this case which you can't see, which means that in the injection process, one material is flowing around another and interlocking so that it's not just that adhesion, it's also physically and mechanically connected together so that you can use this case for years and years and it's not going to come apart. And then the final thing is the microfiber we have on the inside. So this is to give a nice soft cushioning material when your phone is in the case. That glass on the back is touching this directly, it's not touching any of the plastic parts, which means it's much less likely to be cracked or damaged when you do drop your case. This case has two lanyard holes on both sides, which means for our wrist strap, it works for right-handers, it works for left-handers, but it also means that you can attach our new lanyard system to this case to wear it in any way that you want. And finally, bringing a little bit of colour to the Limitless range. This year, we are launching 2 new colours for Limitless. These new cases have all the same great features of Limitless with 2 new colours, and we've tested the stain resistance of these colours to make sure that no matter what you throw at it, it's going to stay that brilliant blue and green. Cool, let's talk about MagSafe. Of course, all of our cases this year have got MagSafe inside, which means we've got those MagSafe magnets inside the case. We see a lot of tech reviewers talking about magnets and magnet strength, and a lot of times they may be saying we're not quite as strong as other cases, but there's a very good reason for that, because we follow exactly Apple's guidelines, which means the magnets that are inside this case are exactly what Apple tells you to do, which means we know that no matter what they do, we are going to be compatible, we're doing it the way that they've told us, and we're not going to affect the function of that phone. And even with that, it's still very strong. Now onto our clear range of cases, our Clarity cases. Now, as with Limitless, we've got all of those great features. We've got the camera protection, we've got the AeroShock, we've got the stiff sides, we've got the lanyard holes for connecting your wrist strap or your lanyard. There's a couple of specific features for this one, specifically for clear cases. One of the most important ones is the anti-scratching. So all of our Clarity cases have this IML film. So that's an in-mold laminate film, which we do when we're actually making the case, which is what makes it so scratch resistant. It's a super hard film that gets molded on top of the case, which gives you that nice feeling as well as that anti-scratching. And we've done hours of testing on this to make sure that the film, the IML film that we're using, is the best on the market. You'll find a lot of cases either don't use the IML and they get scratched up super easily, or they use a soft IML. because they are a lot easier to manufacture. But we have decided to use probably one of the most difficult IML films to use, but the reason for that is to give you the most scratch protective case that you can get. And we've proved it through multiple different tests. There's something called a pencil hardness test where you can find exactly how hard that film is, and we know that this one is top of the line. And we've also done lots of tumble tests where you basically chuck the case into almost a tumble dryer with some nuts and bolts and see how bad it gets. And we are very confident that this case is not going to get scratched up. The PC that we use for the clear is also 100% anti-yellowing, so you know your phone's never going to go yellow when you leave it out in the sun. All of our clear cases come in with the MagSafe compatibility or without the MagSafe compatibility if you like that clear view of the back of your phone. And we're also doing it in this iridescent colour this year for both of those. So one of the big problems with clear cases is they go yellow after a while, and there's a couple of different reasons for that. Mostly it's the TPU that goes yellow actually. So we opted to just go with a black rim of TPU on this case so that you know it's not going to go yellow. And we have this PC which is highly UV resistant, which you know means it's never going to go yellow. We've done a lot of testing on this. There are two reasons really that cases go yellow. One of them is UV, you leave it out in the sun, it goes yellow. The other is sweat from people's hands, and different people have different sweat, so they go yellow at different rates, but we've done tests on both, so we've left these cases in UV chambers for multiple days and not seen yellowing, and we've also left them in a huge range of different chemicals with things like soy sauce and red wine and all sorts of different stuff, makeup, just to check that there's no chemicals out there that are going to make it go yellow. So we are very confident that these are not going to go yellow. A big launch for us this year has been the new Mous Collab range of cases, and this case is actually exactly the same as the Clarity cases we were just looking at, so all of the same features of those cases, and that has actually made it the most difficult case for us to make. A lot of other cases of a similar fashion, what they'll do is they'll remove the IML or they'll remove the camera protection. They'll basically do things to make the printing process easier for these cases. But we decided that no, we want to make the best case possible and have all of these amazing designs on the back of them. So although it's made it very difficult for us to do and manage the printing, what we've ended up with is a really brilliant case with some amazing designs. We've still got the scratch protection, we've still got the overall phone protection. We've not compromised on any of that, and we've been able to get the printing on there. With Mous Collabs, we're partnering with world-renowned artists and brands to bring some amazing designs to our cases, and we're going to be bringing out more and more over the months and years to come. I know we've had a lot of feedback in the past about a lack of variety in our cases, but through Mous Collabs we hope to bring mouse level protection to any style of case that you want. Next up, Inlock. Now Inlock has all of the same features that we've just talked about with your AeroShock, your floating buttons, the overmolding design, the lanyard holes, camera protection. But what we've also done is added the ability to mechanically mount a whole host of accessories to your phone. So we've got your cycling mounts, your content creator mounts, your motorcycling mounts, basically anything that's got a bar you can mount your phone to. Inlock works using these small aluminium teeth here, which have been very carefully designed to fit into the holes in the case. We use the MagSafe magnets to align the mount up with the case, and then with a click of the button, those teeth fit perfectly into these little grooves here with these two pins to make sure you're properly aligned. When we were designing Inlock, we spent a lot of time thinking about this interaction of putting the mount on and taking it off, and we wanted to make it as seamless and as easy as possible while still having that real security that this thing is not going anywhere when you're using it. The other thing that was really important to us is that 90% of the time this is just a case. You're just using it like a case, and we wanted to make sure that this was the best case, and the fact that it could do this other stuff was not interfering with it being just a really great phone case. So the design that we've come up with means that you're still able to have this flat back, extremely thin for how protective the phone case is. When we were designing Inlock, we tried loads and loads of different ways to do it. We tried the push and twist style of mechanism. We tried just using magnets. We tried suction cups. But we felt that this kind of interaction where a real tactile click of the buttons to know that you've got it on there and a click to get it off gives you so much security, and you really know that it's securely on there, as well as it being super easy to get on and super easy to get off. We know that this thing securely stays on. We've done some pretty rigorous content and pretty rigorous testing with it, and it survived it all. So we're very confident that in your daily life and in normal use, this thing is not coming off. Our motorbike range of accessories are all designed with this anti-vibration module in, which means that all of those vibrations you get when you're out riding aren't going to be transferred to your phone. It's going to protect the camera and it's going to protect all of those sensitive electronics that are inside. We've tested these things at a range of amplitudes and frequencies, and we've also tested what are the key frequencies when you're out riding a motorbike. And we've tuned it specifically with the soft material inside so that at those common frequencies of motorbikes and motorcycles, this thing is reducing the vibration as much as possible that is felt by your phone. And this year we're launching our thinnest cases ever for the iPhone 15. These cases are really for people who don't want cases and you can barely feel that they're on there. At 1.4 millimeters and 2 millimeters thick each, these are extremely thin phone cases. Firstly, we have our aramid fiber case using real aramid fiber with again, you've got the camera protection. And we have our PC cases using that nice stiff PC with a microfiber lining inside. And of course, all of these cases are MagSafe compatible. One of the big issues with these thin cases in the market is that they crack. They're thin, it's quite difficult to stop them cracking. So what we've done with these ones is we've designed these relief cuts on the corners, which makes it that much more difficult for them to crack. So when you're putting the case in or when you're dropping the case, this can flex a little bit, which will stop them cracking. And our final announcement for the iPhone 15 is not a case, but it is our most advanced wireless charging system ever. This charger uses made for MagSafe componentry and made for Apple Watch componentry so that you have the fastest charging speeds possible. We have an aluminium base designed with a passive heatsink, which means there's no fan in this thing, but it is extremely good at taking the heat away from your phone and making that charge speed as high as possible. So the full setup has your MagSafe, made for MagSafe charger, a standard Qi compatible charger and your Apple Watch charger, as well as that USB-C out. So you can charge a lot of devices with this thing. And all of them are charging at maximum possible speeds because of the components that we're using and because of the heat management system that we've got. So you know that you're in good hands with this wireless charger. The whole system is modular, so you can decide exactly how you want your setup to be. Through these magnetic pogo pins on the side of the product, you can connect our Apple Watch module. So if you want the 3-in-1 setup, or you want the 2-in-1 setup, or even the single setup that we also have, it's up to you how to set that up. This charger comes in 3 different styles with the aramid fiber, the walnut, and the matte black, and is also made of 30% recycled materials, as well as having these silicone feet on the bottom to prevent any kind of slipping when you're using it. And all of these things mean that this charger not only performs great, but looks great too. Mous has got a really long history with wireless chargers. We pioneered magnetic ecosystems in the market, and with that we've always tried to do wireless chargers, and it is very difficult. We've had lots of wireless chargers that never even made it to market. We launched our first wireless charger with our Limitless 3 magnetic ecosystem, and of course Apple launched MagSafe just after this. So we had to quickly react to that and start working on our MagSafe versions. We brought out some MagSafe versions last year, but we knew that we could do so much better and there was so much more that we could do with those wireless chargers. And with these products here, the culmination of 5 years worth of work on wireless charging with magnets, we are so happy to get them out, and we are so confident that these are the best wireless chargers on the market. With these pogo pins, as soon as you attach the Apple Watch module to the main base module, the PCBs inside, with the pogo pins on this system, as soon as you connect the Apple Watch module to the main base, there is smart connection so that these two boards are communicating with each other and making sure that power is flowing through this board and into this board. So you only ever need to have one of these devices plugged in to get your full power transfer. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this more in-depth review of our products. Our team works tirelessly to bring these things out. They're all designed in-house. We have a team of about 20+ engineers and designers working round the clock. And there's so many products that I didn't even get a chance to talk about, like our backpacks and our MacBook sleeves with protection for bigger devices. So if you want to see more of that, please let us know. And let me know what you think about our case lineup for this year, and looking forward to iPhone 15.